start off. We decided to run for these positions as a team because we know that our strengths balance each other so well. We know that we are proud to be Missouri State Bears. We know that we've been on this campus for a long time. This would be my 5th year. This would be Emily's 4th year if we were to get these positions on this campus. We know that we are so prideful of being Bears. That's why we devote our time at Missouri State, our efforts, our energy into this campus and the various facets of this campus that we represent. I think we represent quite a large spanning campus life, and Emily, would you like to take it away with why you chose to run?
Sure, I think Allie hit on a lot of the main points, but I know personally when we talk about what's happening on campus and what this university could do, Allie and I both get really excited. We really want to be a part of those changes, those positive changes that we can make on this campus, and Allie and I feel like we complement each other very well to help make some progress at Missouri State. And I know that we just really care a lot about this campus and would like to be a part of the future in shaping the history of Missouri State University.
Furthermore, we'd like to empower the students' voices. Why we chose to run is because we see those things. While we see so many fantastic things about Missouri State, so many things that we love that make us prideful to be Bears, we recognize that Missouri State does have some things that we'd like to improve upon, and we think we're the best candidates to improve upon those things. We'd like to look at the diverse organizations at Missouri State, work with them, not only represent one sector or facet of the campus, but look at every single person on this campus and every community and see how we can best represent those students. We feel like we know those students, we have worked with those students, we care about those students, and we want to represent them, and we feel like we're more than qualified to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll pass the same question on to Scott and Emily. And again, the question is, why did you decide to run for the position you were running for?
Well, Emily and I first met while working in the Academic Affairs Committee of the Student Government Association. And it was at that time whenever I met Emily that I was extremely impressed by her leadership qualities as well as her ability to listen to all students. She served in a wide variety of different leadership organizations on campus, and that's why we actually decided and came together collectively, because we knew that this was a position that we would be extremely, extremely passionate about. Now, growing up in Springfield since I was 3, you can obviously see that the Missouri State community would be one that I always got to experience from the outside looking in. And whenever I was looking at colleges in different areas and exploring my options, Missouri State was a clear choice, specifically with the major that I intended to go through. And because of my pride, because of my community leadership throughout whenever I went to high school at Glendale here in town, that is why I would love to represent this lovely and awesome, amazing campus. Every single student is an empowerment to me. Every single voice is an individual that I would love to express their interests and listen to. I've gauged the interest, and we put together and formulated this platform based off of every single individual that we've spoken to.
Just one thing that I would like to add to that is that at the end of last year is whenever Scott and I first decided to run. We were kind of discussing topics related to Missouri State because we're a little bit of nerds like that, but that's okay. And so we were just talking about things that we've noticed across campus and ways that we can make things better. And it just was kind of almost a no-brainer that this would be a really great path for us as a way to help other students.
Okay, so now for this second question, we'll start with Scott and Emily. And the question is, do you feel the student body is adequately represented in SGA currently? What ways do you hope to improve student representation through your platform?
Okay, well, as a member of Cabinet, I get to see the numbers of Senate, so that's very interesting. We have about 70 members currently, and I enjoy that Senate is smaller. It's nice to have a personal connection. However, I would like to encourage smaller organizations as well as a more diverse body, just to encourage that every member of the university is included.
Absolutely. And so what we will see by 70 members, while it does make for a smaller organization, we would hope that the overall student body would be represented as a whole, with 23,000 different individuals, undergraduates on Missouri State campus. We can see that with 23,000 students and only 70 members, we would really like to expand that and increase that. That is why we passed legislation that encourages every single member that has their approved constitution come through Student Government Association. We encourage them to utilize their 2 members. And so basically, as a ticket, we would really, really encourage more individuals to take up those leadership roles. And it doesn't even have to be the largest leaders within every single student organization. It can be absolutely anyone who would get your point across, who would come back to the student organizations and relay the information and progression that the Student Government Association has undergone. You know, in speaking to different meetings, Emily and I have consistently been asked, how are we going to extend the library hours? They close at 12 o'clock, but had they had a student government representative, they would realize that that has already been accomplished by the Student Government Association and would be in place. So it would be increasing the communication from students. And in fact, one idea that we actually instill on our platform is known as the student voice section, where it says we will input your student voice here.
Thank you very much. I'll pass the same question now to Ally and Emily. And again, the question is, do you feel the student body is adequately represented in SGA currently? What ways do you hope to improve student representation through your platform?
It's a great question. First of all, I'd like to hit on the piece of diversity. You know, what is diversity? Diversity isn't just skin color. It's not just male-female ratio. It's not just, you know, what town are you from. Diversity is so much. It's about, you know, it's about so many things. It could be about sexual orientation. It could be about where you're coming from, your religious backgrounds, the lack thereof, if you don't believe in anything. It's about what your diverse experiences have added up to make you the student that you are today. Emily and I, although on the surface we look like we're basically the same person, we're not at all. We're so diverse. We have so many different types of experiences that we can bring to the Student Government Association. To answer the question plainly, no, I don't believe that every student group is directly well represented within our within our Senate, because I feel like there are so many different types of individuals on this campus. Through my work as the Director of Equity and Diversity, I've been able to see that. I've been able to showcase that work and compile it into quite a few different initiatives and projects. I think that one project that's on our platform currently is the Ultimate Missouri State Fair. Basically, that project would encompass all forms of student life. It would encourage those students as well as those diverse organizations to get inclusion within Missouri State and be spotlighted within Missouri State.
We also have various means of communication highlighted in our platform of how we would reach out to diverse audiences, and that includes different videos, using the growl, using newsletters, different types of communication. That way we can reach those students that we're not reaching currently. And like Ally mentioned, diversity is not just a surface thing. It could be the interest of the type of student organization. We have over 350 student organizations on our campus, and right now if we only have 70 senators, those student organizations are not all represented.
Thank you very much. Now, again, to Ally and Emily, the third question is, what short-term goals do you have for the university, and how does your platform work towards these goals?
Thanks very much for that question. I think our platform spans a lot of different timelines for the university. As one student put it to me when we were speaking about both tickets, our platform's visionary. We think about the sustainability of the university not only economically, environmentally, but past our term. If we were so fortunate to be elected as president and vice president, it talks about the sustainability facets of what is our university going to look like when we're alumni, when we come back and our children are here at Missouri State. What's it going to look like? Are we going to be proud to come back to be Bears? I sure hope so, and I think that our platform definitely showcases some of those ideas. The first one, I know that we haven't specifically taken a stance on the plus or minus grading system because we want your input. We want to know how students feel about it. We don't think that two people can ever have a hard and fast solution to any problem or any challenge that's faced. Students would need to be on committees, on talking to administration to figure that out. That's one of the short-term projects.